Let's accept our own and be ourselves, and let's build a memorial park, museums, cultivation centers. That's it. Help me build a cultivation center. A Native Black American FBA cultivation center where we memorialize our own, we educate our own, illumine our own, go into our nature, our spirit, honor our ancestors. Our ancestors not here. They're the victims of these soldiers. Peace. In the name of Allah, I'm Aubrey Muhammad. I pray that everyone is well. Facebook, family, friends, and believers, welcome to my live session. This is what does Memorial Day mean to Native Black Americans? And in a nutshell, Memorial Day is white Americans celebrating, honoring, and memorializing their soldiers, the fallen soldiers, and their veterans. Right now I'm in Eisenhower Park. That was the... Oh, and please let me know how the audio was going, because the last live, my audio was real low. I don't know what that was. It got real low, but I hooked it up on YouTube. So, I'm here at Eisenhower Park, and as you know, that was General Dwight Eisenhower. And he later on became a president. On his final speech, what did he do? He warned the American people of the military-industrial complex. You know, but in this park, and let me take you a look around. They had a big, let me give you a look around here. This park, they had a big celebration here yesterday and the day before. Memorial Park. This is the Veterans Memorial here. They have dedications to memorials all around this area. But in essence, the park is dedicated to the General Dwight Eisenhower. And memorials, they got all type of fallen soldiers from every war. And when I thought about Memorial Day growing up, you know, we took a naive look at all these holidays and we just celebrate them because they were mainly days off. Memorial Day is for mainly commemorating or memorializing the fallen soldiers that died in America's wars. Veterans Day is for the veterans. Labor Day is for laborers and stuff. But to Native Black Americans, what are our experience? You know, we fought in every war, America's every war. And the problem with us fighting is it wasn't for our freedom. Even in the Civil War, that was for emancipation. We thought it was freedom. It's a lie in everything. It's poison in all his pills. Every truth pill Caucasians come up with, they got a lie. Native Americans have a saying about Caucasians. White men speak with forked tongue. And we as Native Black Americans have a saying that every time a white man opens his mouth to speak, it's to lie. And we participated in his wars, and we pretty much adapt and cling to his holidays and mores and the culture and everything. But we were the target of the white warriors, the killers, who were killing millions. Native Black American and Native so-called Indians were murdered by the millions, beginning in the 1500s in the Western Hemisphere in America. Then when you come specifically to the United States of America, Native Americans were just slaughtered by the millions. Native Black Americans slaughtered by the millions, murdered, killed outright. And Caucasians are unrepentant about it. They have not atoned for it. They owe us reparations for it. And in fact, they argue and fight with you now. When we ask for reparations, go get a job, go work, you're lazy. You don't deserve nothing. American white supremacy is Caucasian white people exalting themselves while dehumanizing black people, removing the value to black people, specific Native Black American man. And we are a threat to his survival, subconsciously, but it manifests in the society. And what do we do for survival? Here we are the victims. We are the survivors. We thrive in now, especially intellectually. As a path of least resistance and a means of comfort, we have collective Stockholm syndrome. That's when you've been beat down, brutalized, terrorized for so long, you've been conditioned to accept abuse and torture. They literally held us hostage on plantations, mills, and other arenas of exploitation for centuries. We were held hostage under arms, under terror. We escaped, ran away from American soldiers. Who were these soldiers? The slave masters, the overseers, bounty hunters, and slave catchers. And they just tortured the hell out of us and killed us at will. How they ever felt about it. We survived that. The Revolutionary War, we fought. The Revolutionary War, we were still on plantations in 1776. Go watch the movie Roots. Remember the scene where Kunta Kinte and Philip Gossett Jr., what character did he play? Fiddler. Fiddler was the house Negro going out into the field training new slaves. When he heard that the rebellious British soldiers, who later became the Americans, Americans are nothing but rebellious Britons. And the rulers of them, the ruling elite class, are Masons and Shriners with their indentured service and slaves for the Revolutionary War. That was 1776. Fiddler, he was elated when he came into the cabin. And Kunta Kinte was, why are you so excited? He said, I'm so glad white folks is free. That was Fiddler's sentiment. That's Stockholm syndrome. I am so glad white folks is free. And Kunta Kinte is like, come on, man, we slaves, being tortured. This was in 1776. If you watch the movie Roots, you see this come about. But that's what we do collectively, because the society is so hostile towards us. Everything we do, they destroy. Don't you know, there has been an American city bomb from an Air Force. You know which American city that was? American city on this soil, about 3,000 miles. United States of America, continental. Not Alaska and Hawaii. The United States was bombed from the air. You know who bombed it? You know in what city that was? You don't know that, do you? That was Little Africa, Black Wall Street, Tulsa, T-Town, Oklahoma, Greenwood. It was bombed from the air by United States military plane. They raised that all-black town. That's our experience in America. We have to, where's our memorial for that? It's not here. Look around this park. Let me show you again. All these memorials. Just a POW, MIA behind you. Flags everywhere, hypocrites, all type of dedicated flags. All down here. See these memorials? It's the Korean War. They just added 2 more yesterday. Remember the other 2 weeks ago I came here? I went to the new memorial, the bench. That was dedicated to women. And then that orange tape, I said, look at that plastic tape. They're putting up more memorials. That was for Memorial Day. They keep putting up more. Where is our all-black towns? You see? But we celebrate these holidays out of naivety. And black soldiers still go and fight for white people, white America. We are not equal in this country. White people who invaded here in the 1500s, and specifically the 1600s, took this land, murdered off the native black and Native Americans, and then took the native black people here, enslaved us, imported some more of us from Africa, integrated us on plantations. They didn't do that to make us brothers with him. He did that to humiliate us and destroy us. And under this terror, you see, that terror been happening to us for hundreds of years. We had to whip every day. That whip cracked so much, we named the overseers that wielded it crackers. That's where that term cracker comes from. We have Stockholm syndrome. We relate to our abuser so much that we don't fight to kill him, to keep his oppressive hand off of us. We help him to go and fight others. Remember the movie Pulp Fiction? Well, in that scene, it's a black man that these two hillbillies, two crackers, in a pawn shop had held hostage in the basement. And an S&M black leather and that stripe, that brutality of whipping and sexual gratification from abusing people, they had this black man hostage in a box in the basement. And these two hillbillies captured Bruce Willis, I think it's Ving Rhames, Marcellus Wallace, the pimp character, the drug kingpin character, the boss character. And they had him in the basement, and they took this black man out from a box, chained up in a box. And when they got him out, they paraded him in front of Bruce Willis and Ving Rhames, as to say, this is going to happen to you. And what happened when that eeny, meeny, miny, mo, you know what that meant? Catch a nigga by the toe. That was the old thing white people used to say. 10 little niggas. We would say the nursery rhymes. Don't you know that was all degrading us? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a nigga by the toe. He said it in the movie. What they did, they took Ving Rhames, Marcellus Wallace, into the next room to go rape him, to buck break him. That's what happened to us. And what happened, but I want you to pay attention to a character in the movie, the black man that was held hostage in that box in the basement. When he got out, he didn't escape, and he was kind of strong. He probably could have beat them up and escaped. But he had that Stockholm syndrome. He had a mental shackles on. When he was constrained, he barely was constrained, and when he was there alone with Bruce Willis, he was pointing to Bruce Willis. What happening to your partner in the next room is going to happen to you, and y'all are going to be like me. And Bruce Willis did what we all supposed to do, beat the hell out of him, even killed him. That he even went back, and then because he was on code, Bruce Willis was fighting in that movie. He was on code, he couldn't let Marcellus Wallace die at the hands of some hillbilly racists like that. So he went after him and got him out of there, you know. Well, that black man that was held hostage, he had Stockholm syndrome. He was associating with his captor. And when his captor went to abuse someone else, instead of helping the abused, the victim, he's going to help the oppressor, even mock them for not being strong enough to get away, because that was his circumstance. So that's been our celebration of Memorial Day. Fighting in wars and stuff. We're proud soldiers. We don't have any, we're hopeless. So all we did was relate to America. I understand that, but we got to come out of that. We need some code. We need some more possessiveness towards our culture and our people who have a unique experience. Thousands of years we've been over here in the Western Hemisphere. Black people, Native people. I just put up the video of a black man does a DNA test and find out he's a direct descendant of the mighty Ramses III, the father of Native America. He came over here from Polynesia. He came over from the west coast of Africa, thousands of years ago. Then the Moors came over. We've been here, been black people here, living in relatively peace with native other people from Polynesia, the Indians from India, the so-called red man, and other Mongols. Stuff. There's very aggressive Mongols were here. Came over here, migrated. Some were exiled over here. The rebellious black people in India who were practicing idolatry were held in prisons over here. That's the Nazca that predate the Inca. Don't you know that Nazca king in the late 1400s? That was Tupac Amaru. His son, Tupac Amaru II, the revolutionary, is who Tupac Shakur is named after. Our beautiful brother Tupac Shakur. He named himself after that second Inca king. But the people who predated the Inca were the Nazca. That's the original black people who built prisons down there. That's where them Saka ceremonies come from, and the big open fields where they were playing those soccer tournaments and stuff. That evolved from the big arena of the prisons and stuff, to keep them busy and stuff in there. Tupac Amaru, the Inca king, sailed to Easter Island. And when he came back, he brought black people with him. A chair of bronze, gold, from Easter Island. There were black people there. We peopled the entire planet. And who came along and decimated our numbers? And the Amazon alone, there were 12 black kings, ruling kingdoms. The Spanish obliterated them, decimated them in like a couple of years with smallpox. That they decimated our numbers so bad in the Amazon, yes, like 20, 30 million. Yes. On purpose, they used smallpox for germ warfare. They used mercury in our face paint. The native people would use the black and the red paint for war paint. That means war. You see the black paint, we can walk around like that. But when you see red and black, that's the warriors. Well, that red ink, Europeans put mercury in it to kill us all. It was killing the warriors. That's how we've existed here. So that Tupac Amaru showed the global blackness of our presence here. And then we were integrated into slavery, just being in the Negro culture, which was terrible. So out of that was constant terror, constant murder, rape, exploitation. Couldn't read, right? Would be murdered if you were caught reading. If you got caught reading, or if you were a Muslim, it was a death sentence in America during chattel slavery. It's literally a death sentence now. So we are the survivors. Here's our memorial. It's not here. They showed the Tuskegee Airmen, and they faced discrimination. I believe one of them committed suicide for being mistreated. The first black man at West Point, the first black man who, I think he became an officer, something like that, or the first graduate, the first this and that. That's disgusting. That showed that first time white folks let you do it. This is the first to see that, how the racism and that, the first black. We made you Caucasian people. We built civilizations, spread civilizations around the world. Over here we had civilization. Your ass came, killing, murdering, lying, stealing, backstabbing, naturally. The first West Point officer, black officer, so-called, first was Flipper. They mocked him. Flipper was humiliated in a disgusting way. And they put a statue up there, literally mocking him. The same way they do Native Americans. Whenever you see the Native American name, how they name things after Native American things, and these Caucasians have this sick, twisted way of claiming that it's honorable, that these people are somehow looking over them. If we could turn back the hands of time, Native people would make a different decision in regards to you Caucasian people in the Western Hemisphere. You're devils. You're just murder for glee and fun, satisfaction. It's a unique sickness that you have not recounted. You did it, but where's the notification of that on these memorials? Here's our memorials for all our millions and millions that died and were exploited to build the goddamn country. Native black Americans built America into a world superpower. And you have not atoned for it. You owe us reparations. Cash payments, $800,000 each for every descendant of Native black Americans, foundational black Americans, ADOS, the black people that built this country from its inception into a world-dominant apex superpower of white supremacy. $800,000 each. Forget the apology. After you restitute, after you repatriate, after you restore, after reparations, we'll consider your apology. Because your goddamn ways don't change. We have changed. Time have changed. You still just kill for no reason out of fear. The armed police just murder. This is engineered. You structure this. This is in the civics. This is your teaching. Okay? We need a memorial from your killing and murder. you see us joining on with you because we're hopeless. Most black people go into military service for a career. It's a career move, a job. I even considered that back in the 80s. I wanted to go into the Navy to be a cook because Mr. Norman, the husband of one of my school teachers that I love, she's like an aunt to me. I used to go play over her house, me and Vincent, her nephew, in a mansion. Hilton, those are historic mansions on Hilton Avenue. At the Garden City border, Cathedral, Hilton, yes, that area, those are mansions. And we used to play over there. We knew our teachers, they loved us. Now you got this alienating, backwards education. Just got us memorizing silly stuff. Instead of critical thinking, to tap into our nature, that to make us compliment things around us, like our ancestors did. We built pyramids out of stone. They balanced the planet. Did you know that? All these great pyramid civilizations around the planet balance the planet the way mountains do. The mountain and the seas. They're level. The mountains are just as high as the sea's depth. That's all a balance. The earth texturally, it resembles an orange. An orange skin, the little bumps and hills, that's how the earth looks from space. A lot of people think the earth is flat. Not flat, I mean smooth. No, it's not. It's mountains and the seas. And it all balances itself. And our pyramids align it perfectly. That's why the great pyramids align perfectly with stars. The precession of the equinoxes. We know the time. 25 and 50,000 year cycles. We build a complement in stone. It complements the earth. The Caucasian, he has a cold, brutish, short life. That's his philosophy. That's he's born in them caves. Under pressure and cold. He builds with steel. He's destructive. Steel, you can call him not only the man of steel, but the man of plastic. The fake man, the artificial man. GMO is destructive. You rape the earth of the resources. You practice scorched earth. You rape. No other people did that but you. You kill for fun and glee. No one else does that. We compliment the earth. We need to teach that. That's what happened to us. But our problem, and I'm going to close with this because it's getting late. The sun is going down. It's getting chilly too. But it's beautiful out here. After Memorial Day in the park. This is the day after they did all that service, celebrating killers, memorializing killers, the fallen ones that killed for. How many people died in Iraq? 1 million innocent Iraqis were murdered. And thousands of American soldiers. They got a plaque. Are they gonna fucking tell you that it was no weapons of mass destruction? And that they made up the Iraqi connection to 9/11? Is that on the memorial? Because they naturally lie. American police are paid and trained to lie and kill black men. Marines are paid and trained to kill. And Native Black Americans, our fatal flaw. We're the leaders of the world. We're the source of spiritualness in the world and leadership towards the unity in the world. That's us, Native Black Americans. And our fatal flaw that is locking us out of that, blocking us from that, is we still trust the system of white supremacy as an open and fair one, a democracy. It's an oligarchy ran by wicked warmongers. That's what this park is for. It's to make you lose your conscience, not make you think it was bad. They're lying. It's a lie. So we based on truth. All right, family, that's basically all I had to say because Memorial Day, in a nutshell, is white America celebrating her killers, recognizing her killers. This park is dedicated to killers, the fallen ones, the veterans who survived. Unjust wars. America ain't had no just war. World War II was false flag. Japan. It was baited into attacking America. Japan, the only nation that attacked America. But America have bombed black towns, razed black towns. There's no memorial here for that. Why? Because you plan to just continue doing evil. And you know why they can get away with it? Because we trust the system. And our Stockholm syndrome, desperation and hopelessness to do something for ourselves. and to embrace our culture, because our nature is a natural fear to Caucasians. Fear of the black planet. Fear of genetic annihilation. That is uniquely Caucasian. That got to be considered. That got to be dealt with. We got to dance with that, y'all. We're just walking around, taking their leadership, and it has us at the bottom. All right, that's it that I had to say for Memorial Day, because when we accept our own and be ourselves and live our nature, we'll be back on top. We'll be starting. We are God. We are the original Asiatic black people of the planet. The whole planet was named Asia. And this is the Western Hemisphere. The wilderness of North America is the poor part of the planet Earth. The East, the Holy City, Atlantis, Mu, Lemura, those were global civilizations. When we re-emerge in the Nile Valley, you see, we travel the world. We don't destroy things, burn, and we bring civilization. We bring law. Who is the troublemaker? We got to get out of that mind and get back into our nature as God, original people, the bearers of justice. American justice symbolized by a blindfolded white woman. She got the sword of justice in her right hand and the scales of justice in her left. And after they measure the scales, she metes out justice. And how is that determined? The gimmick is she's so just. She's blind. She can't see your color, she can't see your age, but she can hear your native black American name and voice in court. It's fixed against black people. Okay, fam. Let's accept our own and be ourselves, and let's build a memorial park, museums, cultivation centers. That's it. Help me build a cultivation center. A Native Black American FBA cultivation center where we memorialize our own, we educate our own, illumine our own, go into our nature, our spirit, honor our ancestors. Our ancestors not here. They're the victims of these soldiers. All right, family, I thank you for joining me today. This is brief and good. It's oh so beautiful out here. I'm going to enjoy the little rest of the cool evening here at Eisenhower Park. And I pray that your evening is well, and that you're secure in your families, and anything you need, please strive for together. We'll get it. In the name of Allah. That's faith first, then culture. And our culture be infused with faith, and it'll produce a people who will be back on the top where we belong. All right, family, I thank you for joining me, and I leave you as I greeted you in the ancient Arabic words of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Peace unto you. Enjoy the rest of the beautiful week.